Good afternoon, South Africa, and welcome to Afternoon Express. I'm Danilo Akwesa. Now, it's been a beautiful week across the country, and today's show is going to be jam-packed. First of all, on the show today, we have Nunu Khumalo joining us in the loft. She's known as Thandi from High Rollers, so make sure you catch up with her life and her career later on in the show. Plus, we take a look at a new innovative form of theatre focused on babies. It all comes from the Early Years Theatre Festival. Plus, today in the loft, we have a useful new tool which helps you find a new place to live and particularly takes a look at the neighbourhoods. It's got to do with video content. It's very, very innovative. I'm excited for that. Plus, it's summer season. We all want to get fit and healthy. We've got fitness guru Lisa Raleigh joining us in the loft. Plus, if that wasn't enough, it is a Friday and it's time for the weekend. We're joined by arguably one of the hottest rock bands in the country, Prime Circle, join us for a live performance on the show today. And if that wasn't enough, seeing as it is the festive season, we need to be making something delicious. And joining us in the kitchen, we have my favorite chef, Jett Shaw, and today we're making the big guns, the big kahuna, the turkey.
Yes.
I'm ready. Are you?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's do it.
So to start off with the stuffing, we're going to do a lovely stuffing for your turkey. So melt the butter, if you can just switch on for me,
sure.
please.
Do you want the middle stove on?
Yeah.
And we have fire. Man, make fire.
So you melt your butter, then you add your chopped onion and some fresh rosemary sprigs. For that,
I can help you with that.
Yeah, if you can take like 3 sprigs and then we just...
Chop them whole, or do you want me to strip them?
Strip them. It's nice to have the rosemary not that finely chopped, so you have a lovely fresh green visual in it.
Yes, I agree.
So saute this until your onions are translucent in color, not burnt. Then
I forgot to tell everybody that you can get this recipe from our website, afternoonexpress.co.za, because this is one of those dishes that is the classic. It's one of those ones where usually you go and settle for a chicken. We're saying don't settle, do something delicious. I know it's intimidating, but the recipe is simple and easy to follow, and it is on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za.
yeah, and for some people it's very difficult to kind of stuff a turkey, and I think a Christmas table is not complete without your stuffed turkey.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's actually so easy to make the stuffing. And then we have the ready-to-use fresh stuffing for you at Woolworths, which I will talk you through a little later.
Cool. So what happens next? So we try and get our onions nice and translucent. You add the very fresh, fragrant rosemary to it, which
now
I love
I'm
the smell
adding the crimson raisins for beautiful visual sweetness color. You add half the apple juice. And this we will now reduce until the liquid is almost fully reduced.
Okay.
After that, while it's busy reducing,
I've kind of thrown rosemary all over the rest of the ingredients.
Anyway,
I like the flavor.
So for the remain of this stuffing, you add your chopped and toasted walnuts to a bowl, your herb, spice, your dried breadcrumbs.
Yeah, breadcrumbs seems to be the base of all sort of stuffings, right?
Because
it keeps things together.
to hold it together.
Okay.
The egg and some fresh orange zest.
See, that's something, maybe I can teach Jett something, because isn't the whole idea to keep this thingy still and then you got a better plan? Because now I can do it all over.
Yeah, what is your plan?
My way is to kind of keep the thing still and then use
no, I like to do it this way, but let's try your way quickly.
Okay, I can carry on.
So while he's doing that...
Probably the same amount of stuff that comes out. So
I think so.
She's just like taught me a lesson here. Put you in your place. This is why you're the chef. And I'm just
anyway, so
how much more do you need?
I think that's enough. So basically, you just blend this together so it's all blended. Then you add your chicken mince. This recipe you can also make it, which is quite delicious, with pork mince.
Ooh. Something smells delicious in here. Is it the 5 spice that's in here that smells so good? What is in here that's...
Yes.
It smells delicious. It's almost cinnamony.
Yeah.
Yummy.
So that's your stuffing.
So it comes out almost quite dry and quite lumpy, which is rocks. I didn't know. I thought stuffing was meant to be liquidy.
No. Stuffing can't be too liquid because otherwise it will sort of cook out when you stuff it.
See.
So we wait for that to reduce further. So the ready-to-use stuffing, it's so easy to use. Basically what you do is you just buy, say, 2 packets, depending on the size of your turkey. It's a lovely aromatic blend of ground pork meat with some breadcrumbs, but this here we've also used barley in it to give a loose, nice texture. Some dried apple, dried cranberries for sweetness.
Ooh, it smells like one of those delicious roasts that have just come out of an oven.
Yeah. And some fresh rosemary and sage.
Okay, you mentioned pork in there. Is there also obviously an option for chicken stuffing?
Yeah, but the one we're going to sell is already made with the pork.
Lovely.
We just found the pork meat with your turkey. It's a lovely flavour combination.
Good mix.
Then, if you don't want to put the stuffing in your turkey, you can always bake that in a meatloaf.
Yes,
tin.
I see.
Yes, and then you slice it, you serve it on the side. You can also form little meatballs.
Yes.
Bake it in the oven, serve that with your turkey. For vegetarians, I suggest you make a stuffing without meat and then bake that in a dish.
So basically follow the same recipe we've done, but just keep the meat out and fill it with maybe something else. So obviously we've also the veggies here. Do we need to do these before, or we're going to show them how to do that later?
I think we can show it
Just get
now.
it done. Okay.
Yeah.
You just taken a big bag of the chunky roast veg. Or dump these into a nice oven-proof bowl.
And then
Garnish, salt and pepper.
black pepper.
So you've got some carrots in here. I see there's some sweet potato, red onions, courgettes, potatoes. What's that?
That's
Probably like
butternut.
a butternut. Okay.
Yeah.
Yum.
Sweet potato. Yeah, you've mentioned red onion. Then toss it with olive oil.
Yum. These then go into the oven, I'm assuming, to roast, and then later on in the show we'll show everyone how to stuff the turkey.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we need to finish ours, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken. So let's
Yeah.
let's move on to
So
that.
basically what you do is the sautéed onion, rosemary, crimson apple juice. We're now going to add to our meat mixture that's been blended with the
all those
orange, the
spices.
spice, the breadcrumbs. Then just,
Combine them all together.
yeah, so it's a lovely moist
aromatic.
stuffing with all the lovely flavors, aromas coming through.
Delish. So this is the stuffing we're going to use for our turkey, but don't forget you can go to our website, afternoonexpress.co.za, and you can find the recipe and the shopping list for you right over there. Simple as that. You can add your own flavors and ingredients to your stuffing. We'll show you how to make the basics, however, because a turkey is absolutely imperative when it comes to a delicious Christmas lunch. Now, joining us in the loft after the commercial break, Nunu Khumalo. So you don't go anywhere.
Give kids the gift of hearing this Christmas. Are you with us?
She is a fresh, young face who currently plays Thandi in the highly acclaimed drama series High Rollers on SABC3. The second season premiered on our screens in June, and the stakes have never been higher. Joining us on our couch is Nunu Khumalo. Welcome, Nunu.
Thank you so much, Bunny.
Congratulations on your new role.
Thank you.
So your character is described as the daughter every father would love to have. Why is that?
Well, Thandi, we can start off by the fact that she is the innessentia of the whole cast, I can say, of High Rollers. She maintains her purity throughout, and we see her struggle with honest things. I mean, she's not involved in, let's say, the drugs and the sex and the lies and the deceit that goes on all around. We see her starting from a point of genuine love and caring and yearning for a relationship with her father, which is the reason why she comes into High Rollers, to find her father in Johannesburg, in the City of Lights and whatnot, because she actually is a rural girl from Gwanongoma. So she's not accustomed to all the things that High Rollers characters are accustomed to.
So it's a whole new world for her.
A whole new world. A whole new
How
world.
different is she from you?
Well, you'll see. You'll see it, and then obviously from getting to know her, you'll realize I'm very bold, outspoken. I can be loud. Thandi's not like that. We do share some similarities. She has a silent strength to herself. She's not really a pushover. She knows who she is. So I can say that we're similar in that regard. But she is just, I mean, it's the kind of thing where, you know, when you think you know who you are, but once you find out your inheritance, you really find out who you are.
Oh, yes.
That's what she's going through. So she doesn't really know who she is to begin with. And as with anybody, any character, she has secrets. Those begin to unfold, and we start to see a new light to her. But it's not a bad one. You know when you're struggling with something, but you're trying to be a good person. But it's
Speaking of Nongoma, you don't speak Zulu. You were raised Swati, right?
Oh no, not that Zulu. No.
Okay, so you had to learn on the job a lot of this hardcore Zulu. What was that like? Because I know as an actress, learning a language on set is something else.
Oh no, it's crazy.
It's like
crazy.
a juggling act.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I remember it all happened so quickly. When I came, I got the call. I started shooting the very next day.
Wow.
But I was so blessed to have Umam Nandi Nyembe help me.
Oh, she's
so
awesome.
I meet with her all the time, and she is the best teacher. Oh my goodness. She's so loving and patient.
Oh, she's amazing.
So I meet with her all the time, and as well, everyone on crew was like onto me. Everyone on crew, I mean, everyone would help out. Like in between, would be like, no, it's not this, it's that. So, if anyone wants to hashtag teach Thandi, it's okay. I'm not gonna...
What's not to love about you, though? So I can imagine they were very supportive. I mean, High Rollers boasts a stellar cast, right? The veterans of the game. Izinja's game.
Anthony Coleman.
What's it like
Izzy
working
Mbela.
with such amazing people?
It was... I was surprised. I got onto set, and you have an expectation, like, I'm on set, I'm gonna do this. Then when I started seeing other characters in their scenes before, I was like, okay, this is a whole nother level, Nunu. Yeah. I had to
Bring it.
I had to bring it. And most of these people, I'm so blessed that I can learn from them because they've been in the industry for 20 plus years. So I get onto set, I'm performing and I'm learning at the same time. But I literally have to pull up my socks every single day and be determined to bring out my best, because chances are my best is gonna be their normal.
No, I wouldn't be so hard on myself. Come on now. So, what are your most awkward or funniest or embarrassing moments that you've ever had on the set?
Well, first of all, I'd have to say the Zulu blurbs. Like, sometimes, guys, I just lose it. But it's okay, we come back. And Thandi, this girl, she's so innocent sometimes, to the point where I'm even like, come on, Thandi. But it's the character, and you can't judge the character. So sometimes you have to portray something that is so absurd and so, come on, man, you know this.
Right,
but she doesn't.
Right.
She doesn't. So that sometimes happens, and it's sweet moments, but it's also like, I feel so sorry for this girl that she has to go through all of these things. So those are very strange moments for me on set. I've never played a character that is so different to who I am.
Yeah.
And that teaches me a lot at the same time.
It's a big submission to the character that you have to do. Now, we've seen you in Soul City, we've seen you in Rockville. Would you say that High Rollers has been your biggest break thus far?
I mean, there's no show like High Rollers on.
No, exactly.
There's no show like High Rollers on. So yeah, I think I would say that.
I would fret if I walked onto that set.
Yeah, I think I would say that. Yeah.
Yeah. What can we expect from you going forward? What does the future have for you?
First and foremost, I am an actress. To the audiences out there, that's what I would love to be known as.
Yeah.
So I will carry on pushing my performances like nothing ever, and I want to engage with women on a more personal level. I speak to kids, I speak to the youth sometimes. So I'd like to grow that side of my personality as well. But between 20 and 30, I've dedicated to the craft, honestly. There's nothing else I would rather be doing. I am happy. I am happy to be doing this.
Wow, you're so blessed. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
What a legend. It's a form of entertainment that has never been done before in South Africa until now. A theatre festival especially for babies. The Early Years Theatre Festival, launched by the Magnet Theatre in Cape Town, will be creating theatre for babies under 12 months and children aged 3 to 7 years this December. Joining us in the loft is the project manager, Shimane Ball. Very welcome to our loft.
Thank you.
So Shimane, let's first begin, because I've heard of children's theatre, very educational focused, but theatre for babies under 12 months.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, research indicates that if you are able to provide babies at this age with very concentrated interaction and stimulation and try to communicate with them in some very intensive interactions, it actually helps with their healthy development and can facilitate the growth into a very resilient, strong, confident adult in the future. And it actually starts at this tiny, tiny age.
Wow, so it's more research than it is just fun and games. It's not just, hey.
No, there's a lot of reading that went into it, and a lot of planning, a lot of connecting with psychologists, with people who are just very well educated in early childhood development.
Yeah, children are quite hard to stimulate in many ways. I think a lot of parents really struggle with that. You guys have, like you said, put a lot of research into this thing. One of the things that you've done so well is you've created an environment that's conducive towards babies. Tell us about the set and the stage, because it's not on a normal stage.
Yeah, no, it's in a tent, and that's basically to really give a very relaxed space, and it's very concentrated, and it really shuts out all the other kinds of things that are going on in the world. It's very noisy out there. We live in a very noisy...
And you know babies with those eyes.
Exactly. And at this stage, they also they struggle to process what's coming their way. So, to give them a space where it's really, really concentrated, it's a bit easier for them to focus on each thing that you're presenting to them. Yeah, it takes them a second to go, oh, this is happening. Oh, okay, that's happening. Yeah. Exactly. So you don't want to give them too much.
True. Yeah. And the nice thing about what you guys are doing is it also not only trains the babies and helps them with the early childhood development, you've involved the actors too. They're also on a period of growth, learning about early childhood development, right?
Yeah. Magnet works a lot with trying to train recent graduates, young actors, and just empower them with skills that will allow them to create their own work, because it's really tough out there. And early childhood development is actually a largely unexplored area for theatre makers in South Africa. So they're going out of this with a really unique skill, which is pretty cool.
You guys are paving a whole new way, I think, which is really, really exciting. Yeah. The play Scoop, what is it about?
Well, there isn't an actual narrative really to it, because babies can't follow narrative. So it's really just, there is a structure, and it's just giving them different types of stimulation that we know a lot of infants respond to. So it's sounds, songs, lights, like different textures. They really like different textures, and different objects that they can interact with. So it's not a linear story that you can follow. It's just, but it does have a very concentrated structure.
I'm pretty sure a lot of parents are sitting at home with a pen and paper, because they're like, does this mean I can give my children to you for an hour and let you take them away from me for a bit? Or do the parents engage too?
No, the parents engage too, because the idea is to actually give parents this moment where they get to see what their babies are responding to, and they can also learn about what maybe they can go try at home. So cool. And I mean, we actually, after the play, there's a time where the parents can start picking up what the actors have been showing their babies and try some of the stuff out with them, or let their babies just play with the different objects and just see what they're interested in. And we just want parents to try to understand what their babies are interested in.
And finally, because I've had a lot of chat to new parents who always feel lost and not confused because their children don't speak to them, they don't explain things. But if you're stimulating them, you can replicate that at home and help stimulate your baby, help them grow intellectually as well as they get older. But I understand that this isn't the only production that's going on at the festival, right? What other productions can we expect?
We have two other productions, Ekaya and Scoop, and that... Sorry, Scoop
Ekaya,
is
Scoop,
the baby one. I like talking about Scoops. No, Ekaya and Knock, and that's for the age group 3 to 7. Okay. So that has a bit more narrative and language, obviously. And Ekaya is about how children understand the concept of home and being at home, because obviously we all have really different contexts in South Africa. But we're trying to say to them, no matter where you come from, that's okay. Just embrace who you are, embrace who where you live, where you come from, and also imagine where you want to be one day. So, and it uses very catchy original songs, very vibrant images, and then it uses South African languages, English, Afrikaans, isiXhosa. So again, they see themselves reflected in the stories instead of us using like American and European storytelling. Exactly. And Knock is... it uses wood, and there's actually very little language in that one. So that's really about stimulating their imaginations, and they're presented with a lot of images and sounds, and they're kind of given the ability to guess what's happening. And a lot of the kids get really excited, and they start offering ideas like, "Oh, you're doing this now. No, don't do that. You should do that." And so that's really cool. They get very engaged, And with both shows afterwards, they're always given this moment of empowerment, and you say, "Here's all the stuff we've used. You
Go
can
for
come
it.
onto the stage and now you can make something yourself and enable them to go, okay, I can also act on the world and I can
Yes.
figure out things for myself.
And kids with all of their computers and fancy things and technology, etc., are all forgetting to dream big and to touch and to do
Yeah.
things for themselves. So you're teaching them to dream and get inspired and get creative and have some fun, which I think is the most important thing for a child to do. I'm particularly excited about this. So it's where in Cape Town can we find this production, and what dates is it on, and how do we get tickets, and what does it cost?
Yeah, okay. Well, it's been running since the Wednesday the 2nd of December, and it will run until the 12th of December. Which is a Saturday, I think. And it's not on a Sunday, so please don't try to come on Sunday. That's at the Magnet Theatre, which is an observatory. It's the corner of Lower Main and St. Michael's.
Okay.
And the tickets are available through web tickets, so you can just go online, webtickets.co.za. And it's, for Scoop, it's 50 Rand for one parent and one baby. And we hope that also people don't just think it's moms that can come, dads can also come.
I think the dads want to more than the moms do. I can
think it's
promise
really
you that.
interesting when a dad comes. And then for the other productions, it's 30 Rand for children, 50 Rand for adults.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us in the loft and sharing this with us, and good luck with this festival.
Thank
It sounds
you.
very, very exciting. And if you want more information on the Early Years Theatre Festival, then you can head over to our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. After the break, we take a look at a new way that you can find your perfect home in the neighborhood you've always dreamed of.
Five Roses blends only the top 2 leaves of the finest Ceylon teas. Because nobody makes better tea than you and Five Roses.
A warm welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, have you ever watched a pet commercial or a film like 101 Dalmatians and wondered where they find all those animals and how they keep them under control? Well, we decided to take a sneak peek into the life of an animal actor. Take a look. Internationally recognized animal behaviorist Jett Shaw has worked with animals on feature films as well as television series, and she currently trains animals for Union Pictures in South Africa.
I've been a wild animal and domestic trainer for about 22 years. My love for cats started about, again, 22 years ago. I got involved training big cats, tigers and lions and leopards. And then through that experience, I've been able to use those sort of behavioral techniques and use them for little cats. So they're all about the same. There's really no difference, maybe just bigger teeth and bigger claws. If you use the same techniques for all animals and you give them a foundation of behaviors and it's food reward and positive reinforcement, normally you can get a cat to do anything that you want.
For the film We Bought a Zoo starring Matt Damon, Jett worked with Katie the tiger, who had an important subplot in the film and therefore had to spend a lot of time in front of the camera. A big ask for a big cat.
A day on set for a cat actor, or any animal for that matter, can be quite hectic. They have to be at the same call time that the crew does. So oftentimes we have a call time at 3 or 4 a.m., maybe 7 a.m. And then what we try to do is we make sure that the action for the animals is sort of split up, because they can't work 10 hours like humans can. So we often make sure that the animals have breaks, and it can be a long day. Sometimes it's multiple days. Sometimes there's action, sometimes there's not action. Most of the time for a cat actor, they want them lounging around, purring, or interacting with kids. Not often is there a lot of outdoor racing around. It can be a little scary for cats sometimes, so you have to have a very professional animal that's got a lot of experience to do that kind of stuff.
Whether it's a domestic cat or a wild species, the animal's health and safety is the top priority in environments where they risk exposure to parasites.
Most of the time when we have to work animals, especially little animals, cats in particular, when we have to work them outside, we really have to think about their health. And fleas and ticks sometimes play a big part, especially in Africa, as we all know. So we sometimes will use flea collars, we'll use a spot-on treatment, or sometimes a tablet. It's very important that the animal is healthy before we take them on set, and also is healthy after we bring them home.
With good health and plenty of training, who knows, maybe your feline is destined for international stardom.
La 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 la, love is love.
Show them how much you love them with Bob Martin.
Express yourself.
Settling down in the right neighborhood can be quite challenging because there are so many factors to keep in mind, like what is the travel time to work? Is it a family-friendly spot? What are the schools? Where are they? Or perhaps you want to be close to the ocean or the shops. We all have different needs, and now there is a one-stop solution to help you with all of this. Private Property offers you Neighbourhoods on their website where you can have a look at just what these different neighbourhoods in South Africa have to offer. In our loft is CEO Simon Bray, as well as one of the local heroes who was featured in neighbourhood videos for the website. Jared, Simon, welcome to the loft.
Thanks, Dan. Good to be here.
Cool.
Yeah,
Simon, nice to have you back. Let's begin, first of all, with this whole idea of neighbourhoods, because I think it's so innovative and I love companies who innovate.
Yeah, it was really a no-brainer for a property website. You know, property, you've heard it said before, is all about location. Exactly. And so you're not just choosing the home that you want to move into, you're not just choosing the asset that you want to invest in, you're really choosing a neighbourhood. Yes. So what we wanted to do was put those neighbourhoods online. We wanted to make them visible. We wanted to talk to locals that lived in the area and really promote what living in that area is all about. Ultimately answer that question, where do you want to live?
Exactly. Why video?
Well, I think, you know, it's certainly an emerging art form. It's an emerging rich media context online, and I think it's really relevant to people, you know, the stuff that you see in your Facebook feed, the stuff that you're getting over Twitter. It's all video these days, and it's all incredible production value as well. Yeah. So we decided we wanted to bring that element, that experiential element of what it's like to live in an area online. It's not just facts and figures, you know.
I love that so much. So how did you guys go about choosing your different heroes from the areas?
Ultimately, we wanted a different personality for all of the different personalities around South Africa. You know, each neighborhood has got a unique vibe, it's got a unique energy, and a person is a great way to visualize that. You know, it's a great way to bring that story to life. So one of the things was to make sure each of the locals was very different from one another, because our neighborhoods are so different from one another. We've had a great surfer in Durban, we've got an entrepreneur in Sandton, and of course we've got Jared, the restaurateur from Atlantic Seaboard.
And Jared's probably wondering, like, am I the perfect Cape Townian? I don't really know.
No, definitely not.
Jared, obviously being chosen to be the hero of the spot of the Atlantic Seaboard.
An honor and a privilege, I must say.
Why do you think you were chosen?
Oh, you know what? It was actually quite a funny story. I met the production crew. They were filming at one of my favorite restaurants in Cape Town at the time, and we sort of got chatting. We were like, what are you guys filming about? I started speaking to them about my concept, the little business that I'm running down the street here, and they sort of said, well, why don't we come and we're doing a shoot, why don't we come and speak to you about it as a local hero? I was like, me, a local hero? I was like, been out of town for so long, am I really a local hero? But it was great, and it was fantastic, really enjoyed it.
Why did you personally choose the Atlantic Seaboard?
You know what, for me, the most important thing when choosing maybe a neighborhood or place where I'd like to call home is balance, you know, and the Atlantic Seaboard is balance to me. Mountains, ocean, you know, great residential properties in between, good balance of outdoorsy type lifestyles, fantastic restaurants, great people. I mean, it was a pretty clear-cut decision. I was a Camps Bay boy once upon a time. I grew up here, so the neighborhood, you know, it felt right to me, and it's good to be back.
So have you ever worked in television or production before? Because that must have been a completely new experience for you, having to be put in front of a camera to talk about your lifestyle and where you live.
As I'm sure all the viewers will be able to tell, this is my first time on TV. It was a very, very interesting experience. Obviously, the team that we filmed with were super professional. They made things very, very easy for me. Pretty much laid it out, had the map planned, had the route planned, and you know, doing a voiceover, hearing your voice for the first time as well is quite confronting.
It's terrible, hearing your own voice.
I was like, is that what I sound like? My poor staff. I was like, they have to listen to that all day. But it was great. A hell of an experience, and it's good to be here with Simon. Good to be here with you, Dan, and thanks, nice experience.
And I think you're getting the full lifestyle of where you live. So I think you're the perfect character to put on one of these videos, because you really are the type of person that enjoys their neighborhood and is willing to share and give and do more and innovate, which I think is rocking. So Simon, I must ask though, how do I go about using something like Neighbourhoods?
It's got some really interesting tools. You know, part of it was the experience side, and I think Jared really captured that for Atlantic Seaboard, but it's also meant to play an educational role. You know, you want to move into an area, you may not know a lot about it, so you need to get a sense of what the property market is like. So we've got some great tools, particularly around the property statistics, and the data around valuations and price trends in an area. So is it better to rent or buy in that particular area? You know, you can see that data visualized right next to each other. You can see what kind of average prices are for certain types of properties, so you can see if it's in your price range, if you can afford it. So those types of tools are really useful, as well as the experiential stuff like what's my neighborhood restaurant going to be? What's my school around the corner for my kids going to look like? So it's really meant to answer those questions.
Sure. So Simon, really, I think what I love about what you guys are doing is, like I said, you are innovating, and after video, hopefully there'll be a whole bunch more innovations that come out eventually, maybe telepathic things that come out of private property.
Virtual reality helmet or something cool. Yeah.
Guys, it's such an honor to have you guys on the cast today. Lots of fun and really exciting to see that we can now visually sort of see the neighborhoods we're wanting to be moving into. So Simon, thank you so much for creating this opportunity, and Jared for joining us on the couch.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Dan.
If you're in the process of house hunting and looking for that new home in your ideal neighborhood, why not take this weekend to check out some show houses to have a look at what our beautiful country has to offer?
Salati Plantation Select adds subtle sweetness to toffees, caramel, bran muffins, or sprinkled into a spicy curry. Salati, always good, always sweet.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. So I am the luckiest man because I've got two birds in the kitchen with me today, Jett and our turkey, right? So we've made a stuffing that's going to go inside our roast turkey. All that's left is to basically stuff it, put it in the oven, and let it come out deliciously fragrant.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's very easy to do the stuffing. You must just ensure the bird, the turkey, is quite dry on the outside and inside. So
and
basically,
how do you do that? You just pat it down with
pat it down with
a paper towel.
Paper,
Okay.
it's the easiest. Then 2/3 of your stuffing, you basically just open here.
Do you mind if I twist this so we can show everyone how that goes inside that cavity there?
The other important thing to remember is when you stuff it, don't do it too tightly, because then your texture will become all very tight when you slice it, for the visual as well and for the aromas to
come out
during the roasting process.
So the idea isn't to make a big globule. I'm sure you've seen a lot of American movies where everyone just makes this big globule and just shoves it all inside and hopes that that's going to make it
I'm just going to
work.
turn it back a little now. So for the third of the stuffing, you first lift the skin and you open here. So there's a lovely loose
cavity that's created.
And then you stuff the remain of the stuffing you put in here. For this, the easiest, the best is to use your hands.
Yes. Which you're welcome to do. I saw you wash your hands, so it's all good. We trust you.
So just stuff it all in there.
And that'll obviously help get all the flavour into the meat itself. So it's not sitting inside the cavity, it's in between the skin.
In between, it's distributed, and when you serve it, when you slice it, it's a beautiful visual. The stuffing is not just in one place, and ensure everybody gets a mouthful of this delicious stuffing.
So as turkey is like having, people would have a chicken, everyone has their own style of making it. Is it possible to do a turkey with just a simple salt, pepper and olive oil, or is stuffing the only way to make a turkey in your opinion?
No, you can do it with salt, pepper, olive oil. I would then maybe
But it's not very exciting then.
No, but instead of the stuffing, you can just use two half slices of lemon in with a sprig of rosemary, which is also delicious.
But the stuffing makes it cool. I think the stuffing is what makes it traditional, it makes it exciting, it makes it festive. It wouldn't be the whole process.
For the Christmas you want it to be stuffed. A personal favourite is to also rub it now with soft butter before it goes into the oven. Now you take your turkey, put it on a roasting
tray.
First a rack onto the roasting tray, 200 degrees for 45 minutes. Then you turn down the heat to 180 for another 60 to 75 minutes.
Jett, thank you so much. This looks delicious, and you can find this recipe on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. You'll also find the shopping list available for you right over there. In the meantime, Bonnie's on standby with Lisa Raleigh.
Welcome to our Fresh Pack Natural Goodness series. Have you ever wondered how a fitness guru spends her day? Well, today we're going to find out. We're talking to Lisa Raleigh, who runs her own fitness studio, lectures, and she's even written a book on fitness and healthy living. Welcome, Lisa.
Hi, Bonnie. Thank you for having me.
You have the best job in the world. I think that's what I'd want to do if I wasn't doing what I'm doing right now.
Thank you. I agree with you. I feel very blessed to be doing what I do every day.
What's it like being a fitness guru? Is it hard?
You know what? My position has kind of changed from fitness to more wellness and holistic life and well-being over the last, say, 5 years. So, everyone thinks that all I do every day is just do fitness type stuff, but it's not the case, to be quite honest. It is wellness orientated more and more. But like I said, I feel incredibly blessed to be doing what I love. It's been a passion of mine since I was in school, and now I get to live my dream. So it's exciting, and it's forever changing. You know, the fitness and wellness industry is evolving. It's exciting. You got to keep on your toes all the time. You meet amazing people, and you get to do amazing things. So I love it.
It'll never grow old, and you look absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. So do you, by the way.
Thank you. So take us through a day in Lisa's life.
Well, every day is different. I cannot say to you that every day is the same. That's how it used to be many years ago when I owned gyms and, you know, every day was up at 4 and it was very predictable. Too much so, I think, that it made me rebel against that. And now I have a very different schedule. So, you know, today I'm here in Cape Town and tomorrow I'm in Johannesburg and the next day I'm with the Miss South Africa contestants and then the next day will be meetings and every day is different, to be quite honest, and that's what I enjoy the most, is that I get to meet different people, experience different things, and it's never the same day twice. So it keeps me on my toes.
That's incredible. Take us through your personal health and fitness regime.
Well, I have a couple of non-negotiables, so I'm not flexible when it comes to these 3 points.
Okay.
The first one is that I need to get 7 hours of sleep a night. So I try very hard to work backwards. So if I'm, you know, waking up at 4 o'clock, then I work 7 hours backwards and I make sure I get that in. Otherwise, I'm quite useless, to be honest, the next day. I'm quite emotional. I eat bad foods. My hormones are out, as everybody is, not just me.
Yes.
But they don't realize it until you know what it actually does to you when you don't get, you know, good quality sleep. And then my other non-negotiable is some form of activity every day. So I try and get my 10,000 steps in a day, but otherwise I do high intensity training for 20 minutes minimum. I'd love to do an hour, but it's not always possible. So instead of throwing in the towel and saying, well, it's the all or nothing, you know, principle, I do 20 minutes skipping, resistance band training. I have a home gym, which is the best investment ever. I go
As a fitness guru would.
Yes, exactly. And I go for like high intensity runs. I don't focus on, you know, how the duration and the distance, but rather the intensity of it. And high intensity interval training with weights and cardio interspersed. So that's the second thing, because it ups the happy hormones and everything works better when you exercise, everything.
Yes,
and then the last one is just making sure that at least 50% of my diet is raw. So lots of salads and fresh food in a day. You know, food that comes from the earth, from the tree, not from the factory kind of thing. And I'm a vegetarian, so it does help to get that in. But yeah, it's 50% good food, and then the other, it doesn't have to be perfect.
Yes.
I live by the balanced principle of 80-20. 80% really, really, really good, high quality food. I'm very fussy. And 20% enjoy, have the guilty treats. So if I have a slice of cake and it's worth it and it's somebody's birthday, I'm not going to not have it and I'm not going to feel guilty. But tonight I'll have a light salad and I'll go for a run later. So you fix it. And I want people out there to see that you can have your cake and eat it.
Yes.
Or have your cake and look good, as long as you're living a balanced, holistic life besides that.
You also said something really interesting, which I find absolutely unbelievable. You don't take caffeine.
I don't. No, I gave it up a couple of months ago, and at first it was really difficult. I used to have a lot of green tea in my day and 1 or 2 cups of good quality coffee. But then when you add it up, you realize how much caffeine you were having. And if you are somebody that's quite highly stimulated and your adrenals are going the whole time, and then you add caffeine to the mix, you're stressing out your body more than necessary. So I cut out the caffeine to just assist my body with coping naturally on its own adrenaline and its own energy sources, and using food as an energy source, not stimulants. And I only actually have rooibos tea in a day. I have probably 5 or 6 cups. Some of it's hot, some of it I cool in the fridge, and I add lemon to it, and then water. And that is the only thing I drink.
That you drink?
Yeah.
Okay, you are perfect.
No, I'm not perfect. Not at all perfect. Should we go for a slice of cake after this?
Yes.
I'll prove to you I'm not perfect.
Thank you so much, Lisa.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
So from all of us here, keep well with the natural goodness of Freshpack.
Freshpack. Goodness comes naturally.
A warm welcome back to Afternoon Express. I'm very excited to welcome legends into our loft today. This year marks their 15th anniversary on the South African music scene. They have achieved a cult status amongst rock fans across South Africa and the world. They've released 6 studio albums and have shared the stage with some of the greatest bands in the world, including Metallica, Muse, and The Prodigy. Joining us in the loft is none other than Prime Circle. Legends, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, obviously, the first time I ever got to see you perform was at a music festival and an arts festival at my old high school. And you guys were the regular band that used to come on. So I've grown up knowing your music, knowing what you guys are up to. And big things are coming for you. The big news that we're going to share today is about your new European career, which is very exciting. New management, new record deal.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
Well, the thing is, we've been going over there for so long and building up from like 3 people. Now it's starting to really show up. You know, the venues have been amazing and 6 albums in. So we were really really glad to meet up with these guys, and they're a very passionate group. And it's just going to mean we're going to be touring a lot overseas, but the fans at home must not worry, because we're still staying in South Africa. We're still going to be based here, but we're going to be touring a lot more over there.
So what does this mean for Prime Circle? Does this mean that the sound is going to change? Does this mean that you guys are, like you said, you're going to be based in South Africa but spending more time overseas?
No, I don't think the sound will change. I think it means it's like we got more backing, so we don't have to spend as much of our own sort of like cash, you know, like when we go over there, we have to spend a lot of money to get there and get back, and it just sort of, now we got a partner that'll help us with that, and it means that the music's just going to get out there more, you know, so that's the thing we're hoping for.
And to launch this off, obviously there's going to be a few performances in Europe coming up very, very soon. What can we expect from those live performances? How is your stage performance going to evolve and change now with this new management?
I don't think it's going to change. I think what you're going to see is what you're going to get. I think Prime Circle has our own, you know, like unique stage performance. So what we do here for our fans here in South Africa and what we do there for our fans in Europe it's pretty much the same thing. You don't want to spoil some people and not the other people, you know.
Dale's a bit of a wood chipper. He's broken stick everywhere.
So you get into the adrenaline, you get into the vibe of it on stage.
Yeah, so I mean, it's going to be pretty much the same.
And you guys have had so many career highlights. Obviously, 15 years in the industry is incredible. So first of all, congratulations on that. A new highlight is about to be created. Lead singer of The Creed, you guys are going to be performing alongside. What can we expect from that performance?
It's going to be cool, man. He's a big influence in our early career, the Creed band and Scott Stapp. And we've actually toured with Alter Bridge as well. So now it's kind of cool. We're going to see the other side of the coin, you know, and speak to Scott Stapp as well. What an amazing artist, you know. So we're really excited, and we're going to bring some horns to that one.
Yeah.
You know?
And the biggest thing about you guys is the fans love Prime Circle. You guys are very good at keeping in touch with your fans and making sure that you keep them current and fresh, and music is always coming out. There's always something new from you guys. So what are we expecting to hear today on the show?
A version of a song we've never done acoustically. Yeah, this is one of the first singles off of our new album, Let the Night In. This one's called Doors. And we've never done it acoustically, so if it sounds terrible, then we apologize.
I doubt it completely. I doubt it. The cameraman. Well, there you go, South Africa. It's an exclusive right here on Afternoon Express. Prime Circle in the loft. Make sure you get in touch with us. Facebook, Twitter, as well as 0839133728. Send them as much love as you can. Take it away, guys.
Yeah.
I hope you find yourself out there. I hope you find the world you wanted and find out what it means to be totally free and unfold. You can always do just what you're told. Oh, you'll never know until you started. Reach out and let it in. Everything now. Well, I'm doing my best somehow. Well, I'm trying, but don't know how. Well, nothing can stop me. I've seen this a million times before. You're falling and finished, but still one more. Don't you know if you're open to open source? Don't stop believing. I know what you're. Come in now and feel the warmth against your skin. Oh, I feel the world rip all over. Something's been forsaken. Control of the world that we're in. Well, doing my best somehow. Well, I'm trying, but so do how. Well, nothing can stop me. I've seen this a million times before. You're falling and finished, but still one more. Don't you know if you open to open doors? Don't stop believing, I know what you're feeling. Seen this a million times before. You're falling and finished, but still one more. Don't you know if you're open to open doors? Don't stop believing, I know what you're feeling. Found something I can't let go. Can't sit back here in silence. No, now it's free for more. Can't live out the fear of violence. What are you waiting for? Oh, what are you waiting for? Oh, what are you waiting for? Oh, what are you now? Yeah, nothing's gonna slow me down. Oh, nothing's gonna pull us now. No, 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 no. I've seen this a million times before. You're falling and finished, but still one more. Don't you know if you're open to open doors? Don't stop believing, I know what you're feeling. Seen this a million times before. You're falling and finished, but still one more. Don't you know if you're open to open doors? I know what you're feeling, so don't stop believing.
Well, gentlemen, insane. You guys are welcome to come and join me. I'm going to bow down, but not only because that performance was amazing, but also, without even knowing it, the birds just rock up at your performances.
That's how we do it, eh?
You just invite the birds and they just come, you see? Prime Circle performance and there they rock up. Guys, incredible performance. I love it when you guys strip things down because it shows that the talent really behind your music. So whether you guys are live, recorded, or in the studio doing something that's slightly more acoustic, it's incredible sound.
Thank you, man.
Pretty much like that's how we would write the song, or let's say Ross would write the song. It's basically just acoustic and vocal. And I mean, if you find that the song's doing a good sound of what, you know, when you're playing acoustically, just putting the band behind it just fills up those empty gaps.
Dale's actually the best guitarist in the band, and he's the drummer, so...
Did you write some of the riffs for the other guys?
Never Bring Us Down.
Not on this side, but some of the other songs.
It's crazy, man. I love hearing how artists bring together their music because it is always very different from group to group, from band to band, individual to individual. Yeah. I'm very excited to see you guys perform again before you guys go off to Europe and go and make it big in Japan, hopefully at some point after that. But where can we catch you guys performing in South Africa?
We're going to be all over. We're playing some shows in Cape Town. We're playing Kirstenbosch. We're playing... Cafe Roo. What's the other one?
Pole somewhere.
Yeah, man. We're playing all over. We're going to be in Joburg. So the best way to do that is go onto the website or Twitter or Facebook, you know.
Fantastic. And I know there are a couple of performances also in Johannesburg. You're doing an unplugged thing in Joburg, which will be epic.
At the venue.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's a real concept
thing
event
as well. So yeah, there's a lot of nice things coming up.
Yeah, I'm really, really proud of the work that you guys are doing for being in the industry for 15 years and just getting bigger and bigger and bigger as you go. Good luck in Europe, but we miss you back home. Keep the performances going on. You know we want to catch you guys.
Yeah, we'll keep coming back.
Lekker. Have a good Christmas and a good New Year, and good luck with those performances.
Thank you so much.
Prime Circle right here on Afternoon Express. But make sure you guys join us again on Monday for Afternoon Express, and make sure you watch for the first 15 minutes of the show. We're tackling a very important topic which affects most of us at some point in our lives: property rental. In the first 15 minutes of the show, we'll be taking a look at your rights and responsibilities with regards to property rental. And in the kitchen, we're making a quick honey mustard glazed pork chops. It sounds absolutely delicious, but so does this roast turkey. I don't even know how to carve a turkey. Does anyone know how to carve?
No. I just want to grab the skin, you know.
Well, I dare you to try. I don't even know how to do this, so we're just going to wing it, all of us. So I'll carve this side.
Okay.
Do you want to just grab? Grab with your fingers. Do what you want to do. Here's a fork.
I'm allergic to turkey.
Lekker!
How's that?
South Africa, have a great weekend. From Action Afternoon Express. Goodbye and happy eating.
Nice.
Oh, that looks delicious.
Dude, this is amazing.
Take a bite. Mmm.
Who cooked this?
Next week on Afternoon Express, we take a look at your rights and responsibilities when it comes to renting property award-winning singer Zakes Bantwini join us in the loft, and we tackle the issue of bullying in schools.
Another feel-good production.
Hello YouTubers, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Make sure you subscribe to our channel because we've got full episodes available for you. All those really cool interviews we've done, all the cool performances are right over there for you. So all you have to do is click subscribe. It's somewhere over here on this side of my face. Click it right now. Do it.